Hello everyone, this is Roz. How are you? Since last time we chat, as you know, Roz Peers Insight is a program that I interview with our speakers, business leaders that we like to drill in to find out what they think, what they do, and also their tips to us. So today my special guest is Anne Gray, my dear friend. Anne is the CEO of Vivalon. She's responsible for the entire organization's management, strategy oversight. And before Vivalon, she actually was the executive director of Alzheimer's Association, Orange County. As many of us know, that she actually built the chapter to become #1 nonprofit organization in Orange County. She was also vice president at Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, executive directors at One Legacy Foundation, national directors and executive directors at Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, and chief operating officers at American Heart Association Western States affiliate. So long list. I admire her, but as you guys know, I'm a happy person. But there is another person each time when I see her, she's always smiling and happy. Competition is here. So let's welcome Anne Gray.
Thank you, Roz, and I am always smiling when I see you. So I just love being around positive women and positive people, and it's a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you. So how's everything up north in Northern California?
It is beautiful up here, and I am in San Rafael, California, at Vivalon in my office today, and it's quite nice because our Healthy Aging Center is open again, and we have people back in our facility to enjoy our classes and meals, and it's been a wonderful couple weeks.
And you have been so successful in the nonprofit leadership sectors, and I would love to like you to share with all of us why you chose this career path and what is the joy that in this career path.
Yes, it's been a long career for me in nonprofit, and it started really right out of college when I was finishing up school. Unfortunately, my last year of college, when I wanted to start some internships in my desired field of diplomacy and international relations, my parents got a divorce, and it kind of upended my internship plans, and I had to kind of rethink what it was that I wanted to do. And the saying, do what you love, just really came to mind, and I thought of all the things I loved and really gravitated toward the nonprofit sector, because that really encompassed so many different things that interest me. And you can do creative thinking, you can do writing, you can do strategy, you can do analysis, certainly make an impact. And it's just been quite a wonderful experience for me to be in this field.
During the years of 2020, I believe that your career split into both organizations. They are also Alzheimer's Association, and the later part you were with Vivalon. So could you share with us how did you lead your teams, your both teams, to pass the critical years of 2020 and also prepare for post-pandemic regrowth?
Yeah, with Alzheimer's Association, and we actually made the decision to close our offices Wednesday, March 11th, 2 days before our big spring fundraiser, the Women End Alls Luncheon. And our primary concern was for the safety of everyone that would be attending that event, as well as for our staff. And so it was a difficult decision, but the right decision. And the Alzheimer's Association nationwide sent everyone to work remote that Thursday, the 12th. And so it was really only about 12 hours ahead of the national organization making the same call that we did to send everybody home for everybody's health and well-being. And so our primary focus during those initial weeks was really to make sure our staff was okay, and that our caregivers knew that they still had resources for their loved ones with Alzheimer's. So those were our primary focus during that time, because we really felt that everybody was under such an enormous amount of pressure and stress, that it was just really key that we take care of the well-being of the people who were needing to take care of others, whether it was their families or children getting involved in Zoom school and navigating through that, or just the stress that everybody was undergoing in such an unprecedented time. And so, the word pivot is certainly the word of 2020 that none of us ever want to hear again. But it is something that is, just something that we had to do. So it was very, very important. I think the Alzheimer's Association did a tremendous job of working with all of the employees to make sure that everybody was well taken care of. And we had to make tough decisions too. We had to freeze positions, reduce hours, furlough employees, really to make sure that the resources were there to drive the mission forward. As far as not slowing down any of the research that we were funding. So that was a difficult time, but I think we did it in the best way possible, giving people the best information and transparency and respect possible during a very difficult time. And then also during COVID, I made the decision to go to a new organization. It was not an easy decision to leave my wonderful team, the Alzheimer's Association, but Vivalon here in Northern California, we're the #1 nonprofit in Marin County, and we serve older adults with care, nutrition, rides, and all sorts of wonderful services here. And really the community as a whole during COVID, we had 500,000 units of service to the community during COVID. We just marked that, we just a reopening. And so with our employees here, we really had, with our employees at Vivalon, we really had the opportunity through PPP loans to ensure that we could retain our workforce, because as we all know, people who work in nonprofit are like gold. They're a special group who are very selfless and very giving. And we wanted to ensure that our workforce was intact, because we're an essential service providing nutrition and transportation. And it's very important that we retain our workforce. So we were very fortunate through PPP to be able to do that. And now that we're reopening, we're able to address the critical needs that expanded during COVID. While the spotlight's really going to dim on the urgency of these needs, the needs are not going away. And so we feel very hopeful that we are prepared with our workforce to handle it. And we're very hopeful that the contributions and support to sustain that come through in the coming year when all of these special programs are going away. So it's a very conservative time for us as far as new expenditures, because we want to make sure that we're able to retain our workforce and serve the community.
That is awesome. I think the 2020 actually create also not only the priority for our focus in our mental health, but also actually create a lot of genius CEOs and senior leader. Why? Because actually we're not only open to back to pre-pandemic, we're actually open to create new business and new idea and new opportunity for our clients, our employee, and etc. So as a senior female executive, we always want to know, how do you balance your professional and your personal life?
I think the key really to balancing both is to set really good boundaries between your personal and professional life and not let one bleed into the other too much. It's really key to be 100% when you're at work, focused on work, and 100% focused on your family or your interests or your self-care when you're not at work. And a lot of times it's easier said than done, but really doing your best to give yourself that break. And also I make a very strong point of not emailing my staff after hours or emailing them on the weekends or anything like that. And if I do, I say, you don't need to respond to this. I'm just catching up, and or putting them in my outbox to send, on a Monday morning versus, making people stressed out on the weekend that I'm emailing them. So I think respecting those boundaries between personal and professional is important for our workforce as well as our own well-being. And so I really try to abide by that and lead by example.
I think I need to record this and to share with my clients and my associate in a different time zone. I can feel that they were just sinners. Certainly, I appreciate everybody striking to reach their goal, but and I also think it's a really a good tips. It remind me I gotta do the same. All right. Each and every time that when I meet you, you always smile and happy. Ah, I thought I'm the one really always happy. So let's adding some juice. Share with us why you are so happy. I'm sure you have
I,
some moment.
I think one of the keys is being around happy people like you, Roz. I'm always happy when I'm around you because you're so wonderful and positive, and
Thank you.
you're a driven, successful person that does it with grace and humor and just always a smile as well. And I think that's really the key to personal happiness is really being proud of everything that you do, and even when things are hard, knowing that you've done your best, and if it doesn't turn out perfectly the way that you wanted, you're still satisfied that you put in the effort and gave it 100%. And I think that's important for all of us because we can all beat ourselves up if we say, oh, I could have done that better and gotten a better result. That's not how we want to feel. We don't want to live with regrets. We want to live with, I did the best I can, and I'm doing the best I can, and we're impacting as many people as we can in our work, and taking care of our employees and ensuring that our outcomes are positive and growing consistently. I think it's a lot of pressure that we can put on ourselves as leaders, and those sleepless nights do occur. Don't get me wrong, I'm not always smiling. There's sometimes I'm worried about a lot of things, but I always try to be solution oriented and get the input from other people that I think can be valuable in shaping the best path forward. So I think having that support network is important in a standing board, and just having that downtime to really let solutions come to you is important too.
Fantastic. I think we as a leader we're only human too, right? We have
Right.
our limits, and I think to have a great sounding board behind us, families, friends, and our associates. I think this is really very important. So, can you share with us a end great day? How's your day go? How or how's your weekend? We love to learn more about you also. Mm.
Yeah, so my weekends are really spent on things that I enjoy, spending time with my husband, and I love to cook, so I enjoy making very nice breakfasts. I'm a very good breakfast maker, and very nice dinners. Lunch is kind of on your own, but I really enjoy making a nice meal. That's very relaxing during when I was working from home during COVID. That was really my transition time from work to family time. When I was at home 100% of the time, was cooking a nice dinner, and then kind of having that be my switch to change gears. And so that was really great. And it even still is now, kind of just taking that time to relax and not get on the phone, and then transition to the kind of those boundaries I was referring to earlier is still helpful. And I love to golf. I found during the pandemic that was really a saving grace, having to be inside all the time, Zooming, and getting out on the golf course and hitting a ball was very cathartic. So I've kept that up. I really enjoy that and enjoy planning those outings to look forward to. And I'm starting my triathlon training again. So that's
Wow.
definitely taking up time on the weekends, but it's just nice to have that camaraderie of a group, kind of all at different levels, supporting one another. And so that's been great, especially that since I've relocated up here. It's a great way to learn more about the community. So that's been really fun.
That is awesome. Well, somebody jealous of you now, right? You play golf. All right. What would be your best advice or your advice to our next generations of our young entrepreneurs or our young professionals that try to climb the ladder? And what
Yeah.
would be your good advice for them?
Well, I would say don't set limits for yourself, and don't say no for other people. Always give them the opportunity to help you out. Ask for what you need, and ask for what you want, and ask for what you're worth. I think those are key things. We should never discount ourselves in any capacity as far as what we aspire to. The goals that you have are unique to you, and you have every right to pursue them. And I encourage everyone to do that. And if you take a turn in the wrong direction, there's no reason you can't correct that. I've probably gained the most from experiences where I maybe didn't make the right career decision, moving to one place or another, and turning quickly when I realized that that was the case, I think is really key. And listening, we all have that gut instinct that we feel sometimes, and then we talk ourselves out of it. And it's fine if you get a differing point of view that really changes your view on things and it is the right direction to go. But if you don't have that revelation of something, that you didn't know before that changes your decision and you're just not sure what to do, I would say stick with your gut, because your gut is right almost all the time. And but be open to others' points of view, because they can be very insightful. And as a leader, I am never a my way or the highway person. If other people have good input, I am taking that, and I'm always willing to change my mind. But if it's a mission critical decision in that moment, I will decide. You have to kind of be open to both, because people rely on you to lead and set the tone and set the pace. But you can't be so narrow-minded or tunnel vision to think that you know it all. But when it comes time to make those critical decisions, you make those decisions with as much knowledge as you can accumulate as quickly as time demands for what decision has to be made. So I think that those are some of the things to keep in mind as you're moving forward. But really just understanding that any path you take, can lead you to where you want to go, as long as you in your heart believe that you're on the right path. So don't let setbacks, discourage you from anything that you want to do. Just find a new way of getting there.
Thank you. I think it's so amazing. I think as a leader, not you need to have everywhere mental intelligence and everything's ready to lead a team, but also need to be open to advice and from colleagues or from other advisors. So thank you so much for your times in your busy schedule to spare this period of time to sharing with us. So everyone there, on September 2nd, University of California, Irvine, Paul Merage Business School, Bureau Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, we're going to have a webinar. It's called Wellness and Wellbeing for Young Women Entrepreneur. So Anne will be also one of our panel speakers. So I welcome everybody, check us out, and the Eventbrite will be out next week. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Roz.
Bye.
Bye.